If people aren't able to spend the night away from the elements in your shelter, but they don't have the resources, where are they going or what are they doing?
Yeah, it's pretty common for people in Nogales who are migrants waiting for asylum to stay in rooms that they rent. So you might have two or three families that pool their money together and they rent a small room. Most of those places don't have access to heat. There are also some people, we do have some shelters here in Nogales, Sonora, but the shelter space is limited. And so some folks, I talked to someone the other day who slept outside, who slept in the cemetery is kind of common. But it's very concerning because right now, with the conditions, it's snowing today. And so it's really the harsh conditions are making it really difficult for people who don't have access to a place to stay.
And the migrant protection program or system was still in place back then. I understand now it's being scaled back. But what are people doing for finances? I mean, do they get jobs in the interim? Are they able to?
It's very difficult. It depends on whether someone can access an ID here in Mexico. And so, similar to the US, Mexico has certain restrictions for people to find employment. And so, many people struggle because their employers won't hire them. The employers here in Sonora are looking for that same verification that they have legal status in Mexico. Unfortunately, with the uncertainty, this length of time that some of them thought maybe they would wait a month or two now has just ballooned into 2 years or a year and a half. So some of them do find odd jobs. We have services here to connect them with work, but we run up against the same obstacles of people not having the ID that they need to work here in Mexico.
What are these migrants telling you about their hopes for the Biden administration, given that so far we've heard there are plans to scale back the previous administration?
Yeah, so it's been challenging. We feel hopeful. As you mentioned, they're not entering new people into the Remain in Mexico program. So that's hope for us. But at the same time, we feel the urgency, and the migrants that are here feel the urgency because every day that they're waiting and they don't have answers is another day their kids don't have access to education. It's another day that they're in a cold room where they don't have heat in, below freezing temperatures.
It seems every administration promises some new attempt at immigration, whether it's Democrat or Republican. What is your hope that this time is different?
Well, the hope for us would be comprehensive immigration reform. We're really hopeful about the new proposals that we've seen from the Biden administration, that really people who have been in the US without access to a legal pathway will finally have some hope. And pieces of that affect the folks who are here waiting as well. What we would hope for is to have more consensus from both sides of the aisle of people that see the value of migrants and also the need for a dignified process. And so, that proposal brings us a lot of hope. The question for us is whether people will come together around it to really move it forward, which we hope that they will.
Okay. Tracy Haran from the Kino Border Initiative. Thank you.
Thank you so much.